we should do?
What?
Is look back at all your videos and put all your rants together to make one vlog of Lumpy's rants.
I talked to people on here about me wanting a poo. I said, I haven't had a poo yet today. She said, oh, don't worry. She said, don't worry about that. She says, I just push past anything that's there. Hello, you join us again on our continuing week-long cruise that has seen us previously going up and back down the Ashby Canal. We are now back on the Coventry Canal and we are heading for the Coventry City Centre Basin, a new location for us. I always enjoy coming past this place, Charity Dock. It's a strange place. It's almost like a scrapyard for boats, but I don't think it is. But it looks like it is. I think it doubles up as that. There are moorings here. I think there's work done here. I'm not really sure. But there's also lots of quirky bits and bobs here. It's like a hoarder's paradise. I think if you wanted anything for everything in life, if you went rooting long enough, you'd find it in here. Just look at the detail back there, the old cars, vans. There's the roof of a Morris Minor I can see. There's an old Ford Transit in there. There's all sorts. Wheels, old cart wheels or something. Stig. Who doesn't want a bit of stig in their life? Amazing, eh? And a little bit creepy in places.
Hello, you right?
Morning, guys.
You alright? So here we are, Mrs L, Hawkesbury Junction, famous old engine house. And for the first time ever, we're going to go straight on. I know you want to go to the Greyhound pub over there, but we can do that another day.
Am I close on your side?
Yeah, close enough.
Ah,
You remember?
I do.
There's the famous cast iron bridge that takes you onto the North Oxford Canal. Where you see that bit there of grass going across there, strangely this gap wasn't here, and that canal ran side by side with this canal for several miles down here. If you look back at one of my old vlogs, you'll see that the two canal companies were competing. It wasn't until a later point that they decided to join up. Exciting.
Exciting.
Love it when I go into a new canal.
That's nice. On the bridge, the artwork.
Yes. Didn't I read somewhere that there is a bit of an art trail?
Art?
Yeah, as in things
As
like
in
that.
art.
There's a walk and it's called the Art Trail
Oh, wow.
or something that's got lots of different sculptures and things. So we can expect the waters to maybe have the odd obstacle in. We're back into shopping trolley and road cone territory, that sort of stuff.
Why?
Because that's what it'll be. It's like Birmingham, you know, when you go under a road bridge, and if there's been any roadworks, all the kids will grab all the cones and throw them in the water. Because it's funny.
Love your assumptions.
That's what they do.
Let's just be positive and think maybe they haven't, not all of them.
Maybe they haven't, not all of them. That's a really interesting.
That's nice, isn't it?
It's like a star, that
Yeah.
is. It's a really interesting place. I'll show you that from above. Dog.
What?
The dog. Hello. What are you doing there?
Having the best life ever. Sorry, darling. Is that just some foliage?
Yeah,
in the
it'll
water?
push that to the side when it goes through. I think to the left is junction 2 of the M6. I think it might be 2.
Darling.
Running alongside here was another canal, was the North Oxford Canal. So yeah, check out my previous vlog. I'll put the link at the top here now, because it's quite interesting, really. Ridiculous that boats were going along here and boats were going along there, both to a terminus, you know, in Coventry. And they couldn't agree to sort of join up so that they could get the trade to just carry on through to London, to Oxford, and to ultimately London. So they eventually made a join down here. There was a junction further down here, and then when they saw sense, they put a junction a bit sooner back at Hawkesbury there. So all the boats are having to come all the way down here, almost into Coventry, to then get onto the other canal to go all the way back. And this indeed is where you all used to join up. So the other canal was running in there, where all those trees have now grown. And then this is where it used to come in, where this recess is here. This was the original junction. Part of the art trail, I suppose. Interesting bit of sculpture, isn't it? A CRT boat up ahead. That would be alright if we get stuck. It's waving me through, I think. Or it's telling me it's clear, I don't know. Soon.
I know. Are you excited?
Yes.
I'm excited. I think you'll have a lovely time. When was the last time you went on a stag do?
Prague. These stag and hen do's, there's too much goes on now, isn't there? It's just like a military operation.
I think it can be quite expensive, can't it?
It can be very expensive.
And particularly if you're in a certain age range, then you'll have a lot of friends that are getting married. So, you know, year after year you have this expense where you're talking probably up to £1,000 on attending a wedding to include the stag do.
And peer pressure as well. Peer pressure puts you there as well. You think, oh God, I don't need to go to Portugal right now. And then people who are close to you, friends, family, they're all going. You think, I'm going to look a right miserable stick in the mud if I don't go.
Absolutely.
But it's a lot of money.
You are becoming Victor Mildew.
Victor Mildew?
Was it Dew or Drew? Whatever. You are him. Oh, that's a nice mural.
It is. Did you say mural or muriel?
I said mural. I think I know that one. But any case, back to your stag do. Stop being such a miserable git. You'll enjoy it.
It'll be great. But I do think brides and grooms these days, the stag do is expensive, and it's expensive for the people that go on it. And then the wedding day, a lot of the time is very expensive now to go to someone's wedding, because they don't just get married at the local church with a reception at the local pub. They live in Birmingham and they go to the middle of Wales somewhere because they like the look of this place, and everybody that goes has then got to find some accommodation.
At the end of the day, you could always say no.
No, but you don't, because again, you're expected to be there, aren't you? There's an expectation that you'll go.
It's just, I mean, the cost for the bride and groom is extortionate.
Sorry, guys. The cost of the bride and groom is extortionate. It always has been, you know, whenever you're getting married, it always has been, but it didn't used to become extortionate for all the guests as well. It's like the quest to have a wedding as good as the friend that you went to, at least as good as the wedding that your friends are having. Again, it's peer pressure that makes you go, I've got to go and find this fairy tale castle somewhere. I've got to do that. I've got to find, you know, there is.
I'm not sure.
You're going to try and poo-poo what I'm saying, but you know it's true.
I'm not sure it's peer pressure. I just think most girls, as have been since they were born, have always had it drilled into them that your wedding day is the most spectacular day.
They always have done.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But they didn't used to do what they do now.
But because of that, you want the best.
It's an Instagram world.
There is that.
Everybody wants the best
media.
photos. Everybody wants to say, I've had this fantastic way, and it is. But God, there are so many things organised that I think, particularly the bride, on the day of their wedding, I'm not sure whether they actually enjoy it, because they're so busy watching that every dot of an I and a cross of a T has been carried out by the provider of the whatever service it is. They sit there and you can see them thinking, well, that's not happened yet, and they're looking. You think, get on with your wedding, have a lovely day with this person that you love. The people that are around you, your loved ones, your family and your friends, are just here to have a really good day with you, whether it's in the local pub or whether it's in the Maldives.
Do you know what we should do?
What?
Is look back at all your videos and put all your rants together to make one vlog of Lumpy's rants. Dear Lord.
Should it be called Narrowboat Ranterings?
Yes.
Look, I do have rants.
Oh my God.
But
please,
I just
let it go.
It's only because I feel passionate about something, or I've got an opinion or a point to make, and that's, you know, just, I'm happy for you to have an opposing opinion, but I think because of the way I use my voice and the passion that I start to put behind my argument, it comes across as preachy, or it comes across as a rant, as you've called it, and it's not. It's just a conversation that I'm giving a passionate side to my feelings on it. So get off my back.
You do get very passionate when you're talking, and sometimes when we're out in public, I swear to God, people will be looking at us thinking, God, he's having a go at her.
People think I'm shouting at you, don't they? I don't know how to control that, because I'm not angry when I'm talking about it. I'm just giving my point.
I think you constantly go into acting mode Because you know when you
Not
go
acting.
No, I don't mean acting mode,
Project.
and descriptive mode. Because, like for example, when you're talking about somebody doing something, or you always go into their voice, or when you're saying, "Oh, somebody was having an argument," you always start talking how they were talking, very animated, very
I'm making
argumentative.
it real for you.
I don't need it real.
Yeah, you do.
I have this wonderful brain that has such huge imagination in there. I can see it, I can picture it. I don't need to be signposted. See, it's catching.
Calm down.
We were going to talk about my birthday.
God, your
It's my
birthday. What we're going to do, I struggle now with your birthday because you ask for things that are too big, or I don't agree with you having. Like
All
kittens,
I want
puppies.
is a kitten,
camper vans.
a puppy and a camper van.
We don't need a kitten because we've got 2 cats already, and it's already hard enough to organise their care when we're away.
Oops.
We don't need a
Hold on
puppy.
to everything here.
We don't need a puppy because that's like having a child for the next 15, 18 years because they never grow up. So you've got to care for that all the time. Take it for walks, pick up its poo. You're not going to do that. But I don't want to do it. I can do it, but I wouldn't want to do it. You're not going to do that. So that has to be out.
So the only thing we're left with is
The only thing left is
a camper van.
We don't need a camper van because we've got a boat.
Did you go for your poo?
Don't need a poo.
No, but you said ages ago that you wanted to go for a
It's
poo.
because I was getting nervous about London. Having talked to people on here about me wanting a poo.
You said it on here.
I've already spoken to them about my enlarged prostate. They don't need to know about my other anal activities.
You know, if you were going to and they put their finger at your bottom to feel your prostate, what happens if you were about to go for a poo?
I asked her that. When she said, "Oh, we can check now," I said, I haven't had a poo yet today. She said, "Oh, don't worry." She said, "Don't worry about that." She says, "I just push past anything that's there."
What do you want for your birthday?
I don't need much really. People keep talking to me about this shunt that I need, which will give me a much better idea of what my batteries are doing.
Okay.
So maybe something like that. There was something else the other day as well. I talked to you about it, about having something. Can't remember what it was.
It was you want to get the Everspatcher serviced.
Everspatcher service. Yeah, that needs doing.
A runt for your thingy, whatever it's called.
A runt.
That's what you said.
Shunt.
Shunt. My little runt.
You're funny, you are. You and your words.
It had unt at the end of it. That was the main thing. You
Mrs.
knew what I
Malaprop.
meant. You knew what I meant.
I don't want for much.
You don't?
But when I want something, it's practical. It's something practical, isn't it? Whereas you like
Perfume.
something that's lavish and something that's, a treat.
You'll be getting some treats for your birthday
No, but
because it's your 60th.
Oh no, I don't need treats though.
No, but you'll be getting some.
Life's a treat with you. I have a
Exactly.
treat every day.
So I'm extending that treat that I want to do that is for your birthday.
The only time you're not a treat is when you're talking about your birthday. How
right.
old are you on Saturday then?
57.
57, that sounds a lot older than 56, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds older than
It does,
56.
it does.
I don't like odd numbers, like in birthdays. The odd number is what I don't like.
Strange.
Call me OCD. I'd rather be an even number than an odd. It's the same on the car dashboard. When you put the temperature in, I can't cope with it being 0.5. It has to be a round number. I'm definitely OCD, I am.
OCD is a
OCD.
very serious condition, and sometimes people, I'm not saying that you do, but sometimes people take that and use it, and people that do have OCD can be offended by your light-heartedness of using the phrase
I do not use it
OCD.
in a light-hearted way because I'm only lightly afflicted by it. Other aspects of it are that I see in myself. I definitely have a red dot issue on my phone. If I've got a red dot against any of my icons,
Yeah.
there's an unread something. I hate it. I've got to either find out what it is or just get rid of it. I don't like it there. That's definitely a problem. And I've heard of other people having that same thing, where you've got
Okay, let's have a
tens of, probably hundreds of unread messages in YouTube.
I've got 108.
See, I would just be
91.
I'd have to spend a week clearing those down. So that is obsessive compulsive behaviour.
Yeah.
So I know that I have it. That's a map of the canal, I think, because that's like the fork at the end. So this is Stoke Heath Basin. It's a nice little spot, isn't it? I love a little bridge arch like that goes through to a basin. Again, you know, just smacks of like history and what did that used to do. Oh, that's precious. Right, so that's Steve's boat. Steve, you said to me you would be on the Ashby. I've just seen your boat in Stoke Heath Basin. Did you lie to me? Are you avoiding me? Or is it because you knew somebody else was with me, you know, you wanted a bit of man time, a bit of drinking, stuff?
Surely that's why you'd have invited me, because of the drinking aspect.
I shall catch you out there soon, Stevie. That's Steve on Narrowboat Precious Jet. He's got a YouTube channel. He's very handy. He made a really good job of the interior of that boat. Stripped it all out, started again. I really envied his underfloor stuff. All his, the internal of his hull and his engine room and all that. It looked beautiful when he finished it. Check out Narrowboat Precious Jet. He doesn't do much anymore, but the stuff that he did was very thorough. More artwork. That fence obviously looks like the sea.
Coventry was particularly targeted during World War II, wasn't it?
It was.
Maybe a lot of these kind of like the old Victorian houses where they lost half of them in the middle.
Where there's a gap.
Yeah.
Where you got 2 or 3 terraces and then something modern that was possibly bombed. Yeah, Coventry was blitzed. I think, wasn't it an error on the Germans' part? Didn't they mistake it for Birmingham or something? We've got some eggs in it.
Yeah.
Yay, little moorhen eggs, look.
Oh, why isn't the mummy sitting on it? Come on, mummy, get back to your job.
I don't know what Cash's 100 Houses is. It's got like a blue spot against it.
Just beyond Bridge 2 are Cash's 100 Houses, an elegant row of weavers' houses where the living accommodation was on the lower 2 floors and the top story being occupied by the looms, driven by a single shaft from a steam engine.
Ah.
There never were 100 houses, sorry, only 48 were built, but of these 37 remain.
Wow.
There you go.
That's interesting. So it was like a factory across the top floor
Yeah.
and a steam engine that drove the loom. So there must have been like a main shaft going right the way through all the houses then that was turning via the steam, and then they just did it as textiles, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
So these are the 100 houses then, or not 100 houses, as Mrs Lumsden has just been pointing out. I think there's 37 left. So the top floor was the working floor. So there was a loom that went all the way through, and at one end was an engine, whether it was this end or the other end. I don't know. A steam engine drove the loom and the people lived in the floors below. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, look.
It's that.
Cash.
There.
Cash's 100 Houses is there. We can have a little read of that, but I'm going to tell you about it as well at some point. It's nice not to be in a race to get somewhere, isn't it? Just nice to be able to...
Well, I guess that's because we did 2 11-hour days.
They were horrendous days, they were. That's such a shame, because that was a beautiful canal, the Ashby. And I've destroyed our days there by having to do that.
Oh, stop being so dramatic.
Stop being so needy. No, I am.
Stop being such a martyr.
No, it was my own fault. It was my own fault. And we will go back up there and spend... Imagine spending 2 weeks on the Ashby. What a lovely thing to do, because it's only 22 miles long. Just real slow pace, just going to those different little villages, staying a couple of days, enjoying the pubs and stuff around there, a little walk. That's what other boaters do. That's what other boaters do.
My head hurts. I think you've been talking too much today.
Nice bit of artwork to tidy the place up a bit. I'm not quite sure what the Coventry Weavers 1700 to 1860 is. So that needs a little bit of looking at as well, but I guess it might be something to do with the 100 houses. That's a bit of nice graffiti, some nice...
That's nice.
Nice artwork there. It's a bit of an old stuff, isn't it? But I don't want to like graffiti, but I can't help liking it sometimes. Heavy old wall.
It's brightened it up.
I accept now that part of the urban environment is that, but it shouldn't be on a beautiful 250-year-old canal bridge. No. That should be respected. But brightening up a shabby urban environment in a controlled way, I think, if it's art, if it's done as in, here's something for you to express your, your world in art, there, go for it. But don't go and stick it on someone's garden wall. Tight entrance, isn't it?
It is.
And low. So art stuff's everywhere, isn't it? It is low. Nice. Oh, how house is this? What a lovely surprise. Reverse down into that, so ahead of that one there.
Okay.
Just got that bit of wall there, I think. Well, this is an absolute dream. I had no idea it was going to be this nice. What a lovely spot. And so here we are in the basin, and I just think it's lovely. I think it's a really lovely place to come, and it's not actually far away from where we live. We can get here in 2 days, so it's lovely. And Coventry is a very interesting city as well, so this is great to know. I've always been a little bit wary of it, which is what I tell people off about when they don't want to come to Birmingham. I'm really pleasantly surprised just how nice it is. So here we are in Playwright's Cafe at the side of the basin. Looks very nice. Menu looks nice. What are you going to have?
I might have the fajita wrap, which is pepper, onion, mushroom sauteed with a fajita seasoning with cheese.
Very nice. I'm going to have what they call a chicken witch, which it doesn't have any witches in it, but it's a chicken witch, which sounds quite nice. There's not a knot wrong with that, is there? I'm not going to record it going in. What do we think of that?
Very nice.
Ba-boom! He's checking his maths. He's checking his maths. What are you looking at, Jimmy? Old Jimmy B. All right, Jim.